So most people go from data analyst to software engineer, but I did the exact opposite. And today I'm gonna tell you the story about why. So when I kind of told people around me, they were thinking like, isn't going to data analyst a downgrade from a software engineer? You must be crazy, why would you do that? But in reality, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my career. And I'm gonna tell you why in this video. So if you're new, my name is Azo. I'm currently a senior data analyst, and I've been a data analyst for 4 years. And like I said, previously, I worked in software engineering. So I was in my dream job of being a software engineer. And don't get me wrong, I did love it for a good part of the journey. But then I started to realize some things that I just really didn't like about the job, and I really struggled with burnout. So I realized that I was just coding things on a day in and day out basis, just shipping stuff, and I really wasn't seeing my efforts kind of go through until the back end and actually see it come to life, or be able to see it on the application or features different parts of the app that I was working on. I literally didn't see any like business impact for the work that I actually was doing. So that's when I started thinking like, maybe I can use my technical skills to make a bigger business impact. I just don't know what exactly that would be. So I went on Google and I literally searched that. What is technical, but also still affects business and business decisions? So there was like business analyst, there was data analyst, there's a couple of different things there. However, in data, I saw different avenues as well as far as data engineering and that type of thing. So I knew there was room to grow in data. So like I start any other thing and I start reverse engineering what I need to know about data analytics. What I realized is a lot of the technical skills I already had kind of aligned. We wrote a lot of SQL in that current software engineering job. So really the only thing I needed to learn was like Python and Excel. So from there, starting to learn Python, I really noticed, and what I read was that it was really good with automating things. It was really quick. You can kind of just have the interpreter and really be able to script out some things and get like a lot of stuff done quickly. Previously in the software engineering role, we used SQL for obviously for databases and making updates to databases and those types of things. And our primary programming language was .NET or C# on the .NET framework. So with that, I just started using Python because we had some spreadsheet work that we would do. We would essentially take these standards or these calculations and we would input them into a database. And so one of the things that I did is I made a Python script to write the query to essentially perform that action instead of having to manually do it every single time. With that being said, I was met by one of the lead engineers. So she told me to stop making Mickey Mouse programs. In other words, that shit's cute, but we do it this way, is what she was really saying. And so from there, I kind of took that as a sign of, okay, this is my time to kind of make my move and start building up those skills in order to get out of here, basically. So I started working with Python and automating some things in just my day-to-day life. I made a couple scripts to like clean up or move some files just to get comfortable with how to use it. But then I started to really like dive into automation. So as I'm going through and kind of learning these skills or tools as we would call them, I started to wonder, where do data analysts kind of live? Like what part of the teams do they live on? And I realized you can be a data analyst in a lot of different areas. One of the things that I find really interesting is just business and like marketing. So I felt like that was a great combination to have a marketing data analyst position, and there was actually an opening that I wanted to apply for. My first mistake is I did not really read the job description for the first time. So while this position was in marketing, its main focus was on business metrics. So I did get an interview, and with that being said, I failed it and I was rejected from the first data analyst role that I applied for. If you know anything or you watch any of my videos, you know this is a theme that I always get rejected from positions the first time, at least the first time. So fast forward, and there was another position that really dealt with segmentation and really customer data marketing, but customer data instead of business data. And I just tended to gravitate toward that a lot more, found it more interesting, really finding out why people buy products or what marketing drives that. So since I had a lot of these hard skills or tools already, I know that I needed to work on my soft skills, because boy, what I tell you, when you say introvert, like in that whole time of me being a software engineer, I probably met people on my team in person 3 to 4 times, and I was there over a year in that specific role in that specific team. So everybody was really introverted, and so was I was in my comfort zone. What I realized about this position is you really had to be vocal, interpersonal, build relationships, gain trust, storytelling, and a whole lot of other things. That was a whole can of worms in its own. So I started working on those things, and I think that's what really put me over the edge. Is I was still very awkward, but I had come a long way from where I was. So the game plan that I pretty much used, since I had the hard skills, was I really just focused on automating different things and different types of, I would say, data pipelines, but I really focused my time on data storytelling and really trying to communicate better, and that's essentially what landed me the job. So what I learned through this process is, even though you switch careers, you don't lose skills. My software engineering skills helped me to get to where I am now. I was able to hit the ground running on the team, and they had a lot of manual processes when it came to manipulating data, transforming data, and I was able to really just come in and start making changes really quickly, which ultimately led to me getting a promotion about 1.5 years in, just based off of the skills that I had developed in my software engineering role. So data storytelling was something I really had to adapt to and really understand how to tell a story about data and not just point out numbers, because in software engineering, you really focus on syntax and things like that, whereas data analytics is very much more the numbers, but it's the way that you present the numbers and the story that you tell behind the numbers. So you really need both in the data analytics realm. You can't just get away with knowing syntax or being a very skilled coder. You really have to know what you're doing, what the data is doing, and what the data is telling you, but also being able to take that complex system that you may have built and explain it clearly to somebody who most of the time is not as technical. So if you're a software engineer that's feeling stuck, or you're a data analyst thinking about crossing over, don't be afraid to experiment. I'm just making this video to kind of let you know that I've been through the same stuff that you've been through, with maybe transferring from software engineering to data analytics, and vice versa, from software engineering to data analytics. And sometimes you might want to go from data analytics to software engineering. Who knows? I still love coding. I still love building things, and I still do that at my job on a day-to-day basis. So I feel like I'm kind of like a hybrid, and you can be that too. If you find the interest in both, why not? You know what I mean? So this is going to be the end of the video. Love, peace, and chicken grease.